welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today we've got a puzzle I'm quite excited to try. We're in an absolutely purple patch of Sudokus over the last week or so. So yesterday's puzzle, for example, was absolutely extraordinary by Nicholas. The day before was a puzzle by Marty Sears, which is proving very, very popular and involved circles and a new rule. Now this puzzle, which is by Stimim, and it's called Circles and Thermos, uses that same rule. So the idea is that a circle, if you put a number in a circle, that tells you how many circles in the whole puzzle contain that number. So Marty's puzzle was called Circular Reasoning, which is very, very apt because, if you put a 4 in that square, that's telling you that there are 4 circles in the puzzle that contain 4, but obviously that cell itself will be one of them. And it leads to some beautiful logic. Now, I will tell you that we've had recommendations to try this puzzle, including one recommendation that said that Marty's puzzle was absolutely amazing, but in their opinion, this puzzle is even better and book-worthy. So the book is something very close to our hearts. We're working very hard to get the final PDF done at the moment, which will be the precursor to actual final printing of the book. This might not make the current book, but it might, if we do a future book, this puzzle might be in line with a chance of appearing in it. We shall see. I'll read you the rules in a moment or two's time. I've got some quite cool stuff to talk to you about today, though. Let's start with a very interesting puzzle that we have been sent by none other than the great Hugo Schneider. I hope that fits on the screen. Let me just go back. Is that fitting on? I hope it is. It's called X, and it's a 6x6. And it's got diagonals in it that can't have repeated digits. And the only rinky-dink is that you're not told what X is, so you've got to work out what X is. Anyway, the testers have had a long, hard look at this, and they basically said that there's no point, either Mark or I, taking this puzzle on unless we are very familiar with some of the theory around 6x6 Sudoku. Now, the problem is that neither of us feel that we quite are. Now, obviously, we can become familiar by, revisiting the archives and relearning things that we once knew. But neither of us felt, therefore, it would be completely realistic for us to attempt this in a video, because if we don't know the right theorem, apparently it's very, very difficult to do it, and indeed not the point of it. So we thought we'd share it with you. There it is on the screen. I'll put a link to the puzzle under the video so you can have a go at it. If you are a theory aficionado, you might be able to breeze through it. I plan to do some research on 6x6 properties, and then I might attempt it in a video. Probably not on the channel though, because it wouldn't really be a live solve, because I'm going to have to do some reading up on theory first. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll be on Patreon, maybe it'll be on the channel, but I definitely intend to have a go at it. Kurt, those of you who don't know, obviously, I mean, you all know who Hugo Schneider is. Hugo Schneider is an enormous YouTuber. I mean, his YouTube channel is around music, but Kurt he's a phenomenally good chess player and an all-round polymath, actually. A very, very, very bright guy. And sometimes he sends us puzzles. And isn't that cool? It's a good crossover. And so I'm definitely going to try Kurt's puzzle, but I need to do some research first. Anyway, there'll be a link to this one under the video, so do have a look at it. Do let us know in the comments. Well, don't spoil anything in the comments, because I do read the comments. I don't want to look at the comments and say, oh, that's how you do it. But do let us know if you have had a go at it and if you've enjoyed it, or you may echo the tester's view that you have to be a total genius in Sudoku theory in order to solve it properly. Why is my phone buzzing? I don't know why. Anyway, so that's one thing that might in the end up on Patreon. I don't know. Speaking of Patreon, you've still got a week left to enter this month's competition, which was to solve a whole Sudoku hunt, which is over there right now. Chance to win some merch. Sorry, a chance to win this merch. I had to edit out that bit because I had a whole load of book stuff open in my pictures, which I'm sure is not meant to be live yet, because some of the puzzles in the book have never been seen before. Anyway, so chance to win some merch. There it is, the beautiful cap with the CTC hexagon. So do check that out. What else? Birthdays. I've got some birthdays to do. Let me have a look at my list. I have got to say a very happy birthday today to Emily. Emily, you've turned 22, and I believe you've just finished at Bristol University, so congratulations on that. And you've incorporated watching CTC videos into your daily ritual, and you tend to watch in the evening. So Emily, I hope you have a great birthday today. I hope you can have chocolate cake, and I hope you see this video. That would be suitable. And then next, Joshua over in St. Louis, isn't it? St. Louis, Missouri. I always make that mistake and call it St. Louis, don't I? But it is St. Louis, I think. Although St. Louis sounds more English. But anyway, Joshua, hopefully you know who you are. Your dear friend Stephen over there in Ohio wrote to us and said that you watched. You've turned 24, I believe, today. And you also got married in June to Madeline. So congratulations on that too. And I believe that Stephen has requested of Madeline that chocolate cake is made available to celebrate your birthday. So Joshua, I hope you get the chocolate cake, and I hope you have a great day today. And that's all the news. So that's all good. Let's have a look at Stimim's puzzle, Circles and Thermos. I will read you the rules. So we've got normal Sudoku, rules apply. A digit in a circle indicates exactly how many circles contain that digit. For example, if there is a 5 in any circle, let's put a 5 in the middle of the grid, then there are 5 5s in circles. That's exactly what we said before. Some of the circles are also the bulb of a thermometer. Digits must increase as they move away from the bulbs. So you can see we've got 4 thermometers, I think, in the grid. And the way Sudoku thermometers work is if this was a 1, this, as we move along the bulb, just as if the temperature rose, our mercury would rise in a real thermometer. Our digits must rise as we move along a Sudoku thermometer. So that would be a completely legitimate way of forming this thermometer. You don't have to go up in steps of 1. You can jump digits, so you can, this sort of thing would be absolutely fine. And that's all the rules of the puzzle. So do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, what I learned from Marty's puzzle is that it's probably going to be very important to add up the number of circles. So how can we do this efficiently? We've got 3 lots of 7 and plus 4, which is 25, 26 if I include that one in the corner, I think. Let me just double check that. Yeah, that looks right. So we've got 26. We've got 26 circles. That is not a propitious number. In Marty's puzzle, we had 43 circles, so I could instantly deduce that there were no 2s in circles. But here... Yeah, because, Yeah, so the reason I'm thinking about the number of circles is to do with the secret, which is the sum of all the Sudoku digits. It's something I only share with my very favourite people, but of course I'll share it with you. The secret is that all of the Sudoku digits add up to 45. So, if, for example, we put 9 into one of these circles, then we know that 9 circles contain a 9. So with the maximum number of circles you could ever include in a puzzle like this is 45, but this one's only got 26. Okay, right, right, I see. So what you don't have in here is a 9 in a circle. That's, that's really obvious, but sort of quite cool at the same time. The reason you can't have 9 in a circle is that that would require us to have 9 circled 9s. Now, there are only 9 9s in a Sudoku, and there will be a 9 in this puzzle in row 2, and indeed in column 8. And you couldn't put anything we put in row 2 is not going in a circle. So there cannot be a 9 in a circle. So that means that the maximum, the theoretical maximum for our number of for what we could put in the circles now drops from 45 down to 36 because we can't put a 9 in. And where are we heading? 26. So we need to get rid of 8 as well. Can we get rid of 8? Now, can we get rid of 8? We can't put the 8. Surely I can get rid of 8 in the sense that the 8 in this row is clearly... But what if that was an 8? Am I going mad here? Oh, I've got a horrible feeling that if that was an 8, then I could put an 8 here. Oh no, if that's an 8, then I can't put an 8 there, obviously. Sorry, and the reason I'm confusing myself here is I'm trying to work out whether it's possible to have an uncircled 8 in this row and a different uncircled 8 in this column, in which case I could say that there are definitely 2 8s in this puzzle that aren't in circles, and therefore I can't put 8 in a circle because there are 9 8s in the puzzle, and if 2 of them can't go in a circle, I would only be able to circle 7 8s. And I think that's right, actually, because if this was an 8, then this couldn't be an 8. And if that can't be an 8, i.e. this cell here, then the 8 in row 1 couldn't be circled. So there would be 2 uncircled 8s in the puzzle, and that would break it. And the only other way of organising the 8s would be to have the 8, say, there in row 2, and then the 8 in this column obviously would be a different 8 and also be uncircled. So there are definitely 2 uncircled 8s in this puzzle. And therefore, our theoretical maximum has come down to 28. So right, okay, so there aren't... Right, so now we know what's going on, I think. Because I've got to be really careful now. I've got to get to 26. So I'm adding up. So there must be a 7 in a circle, because otherwise the maximum I could get to would be 21. If I miss out 9, 8 and 7, the remaining digits only add up to 21. And that's 21 is not the same number as 26. So, oh no, right, hang on. Something's been nagging at me as I've been looking at this. Oh, this is obvious. Oh, okay, right. There's a different way of looking at this than the way I've been looking at it. I've been looking at it sort of a little bit naively, I think. But if we just count the number of different Sudoku units in this puzzle that these grey circles inhabit, how many are there? Or what's the... you can see there's that box that can contain an instance of a digit. This box could contain a second instance of that digit. That box contain a third instance. That box can contain a fourth instance. That row can contain a fifth instance. And that column can contain a sixth instance. So there's no way that this particular sort of 7x7 box, I suppose, can contain weirdly, more than 6 digits. That seems a very strange thing to say, but it's true, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's assuming that this digit for us to get to a count of 6 in these units, you'd need to have one of the digit in all of those 4 boxes and not have that digit there, because that digit would then have to appear, say, there and there to get even as high as 6. So 6 for this 7 by 7 region plus 1 is 7. The maximum. So that's why, that's a different way of presenting the argument that you can only have 7, as 7 would be the highest number you could put in a circle in this puzzle. But now coming back to it, so now we've got to make the digits that we put in the circles add up to exactly 26. Now I think that means we've got to miss out a 2. Because we've got to have 7, 6, 5 and 4 in there. That gets us to 22. That's 22 of the circles now filled. We've got 4 circles to fill, and the only digits we can put in them are 1s, 2s and 3s, and we can't put 2s, say 2 2s there, and then 2 2s over there, because that would break the rules of the circles. The rule applies to all the circles, not some subset of them. So we have to put 1 and 3 in, and not 2 at all. So now we know that the circles have got all of the digits apart from 8, 9 and 2 in them. And that means, right, so that means that's a 7. That's what that means. God, well, finally getting there. That means that's a 7, because I am required to put a 7 in a circle, and we've worked out that this little arrangement here, this 7 by 7 arrangement, can actually only have 6 of a digit in it. So the 7th 7 has to be in the corner. Oh my goodness. And one of these is a 7 and one of these is a 7, because we've also got to put a 7 in row 3 and in column 7 as well. And there's definitely a 7 in one of those, one of these, etc., etc. In fact, let's keep thinking about that, because 6 is also interesting. And that's because 6 has to appear in 6 different Sudoku units, of which there are only 6 in the puzzle, which means 6 cannot be at this junction, because if it was, we could only put 5 6s in the puzzle. That one, this one here, and then 1 in each of these boxes. So there is also a 6 in one of these 3 and a 6 in one of these 3. I don't really want to do that because it's cross box, but that is true. So each of these, each of boxes 4, 5, 7, and 8 definitely has a 6 and a 7 in its circle. And well, the other thing is 2, 8, and 9 have to occupy the white cells, the uncircled cells in each box, which is, well, no. Okay, I thought that might be quite good here, because 2, 8 and 9 have to be in these squares, but look at these two. They definitely can't be 2, because they're the 4th cell along a thermometer, but they could be 8 and 9. That one can't be 8 or 9. So if, no, that could be 2, that could be 1, couldn't it? Let's try the same thing here. We've got more thermometerage going on. So yeah, some of these can't be 2, definitely not. That one can't be 8 or 9. Actually, oh, this is it. Right, this box. Where do you put 8 and 9? they can't go as the second cell on a thermo that's 4 cells long, because even if that's 8, 9, that's going to be 10. So one of these has to be, well, those two have to be an 8-9 pair. It's the only place 8 and 9 can legitimately go, and that's going to make that square an 8. And that's going to make that square a 9 along the thermo. That's now not 9, that's not 8. This is 9. One of these is a 2, so one of these is a 1. 9 can't go in a circle, so 9 goes at the top here of column 3. This is just brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? The way that this... It's a very strange logic that these circles puzzles give you. But it's very, very cool. Now that's not 9. So, right, so 8 in this box is in one of 2 places. 9 is not there. Oh, that's, yeah, okay, we've put the 9 in. Sorry. I know that one can't be 8, actually. I'm actually just going to do this with 2s, 8s and 9s, because that seems to be a sensible strategy. That's not 2, that's not 9, it's not 8 by Sudoku. So 2, 8 and 9 are almost triplicated now. We've got 4 different cells in box 8 where 2, 8 and 9 go. 9 can't go in the bottom. 8 can't go there. 2 can't go here. It's absolutely fascinating. Okay. And there, the fact that 2 is in one of these and 1 is in a bulb, well, that means 1 has been in a circle. Once 1's in a circle, it can't go in any more circles because there's only one circled 1 in the puzzle. So that means, right, so that means in this box, 1 has become uncirclable. So that means we've got a quadruple now. These have got to be 1, 2, 8 and 9. That's absolutely lovely. 1 in this box. Yes. 1 is also uncircled in this box, and 1 can't go halfway up a thermometer. So these squares are also 1, 2, 8 and 9. Okay, I'm going to do that longhand and then see what we can delete. 2 can come out of that one. 1 can come out of these 2. So do they actually become a 2-8 pair, or is that... That's peculiar. That felt a bit magical, to be honest. I'm not sure I understand quite what I did there, but it seems to have done some things. So we've got a 2-8 pair. Right, so 8 has to be in one of these 3 squares in box 9 by Sudoku. One in this box, well, oh, nearly, very nearly. Well, 1 has to be uncircled, and it can't be on a thermometer other than in a bulb. So, and all the bulbs, I suppose, are circled. So here, I think 1 is in one of 2 places. So if that was a 1, that would be a 1. That would be a 1. That would be a 9. That would cause a cacophony of interactions. Okay, I'm not quite seeing what I have to do with this, if I'm honest. This might be where it gets really tough. We could... 2 is never circled, so 2 is in these 2 squares by Sudoku in box 9. 9 has to be in one of 3 positions in box 6. It could be at the end of a thermo, obviously, but can't be circled or mid-thermo. Okay, we're going to have to, I think I think we're going to have to extend the range of digits we're thinking about. Let's try 3s or 7s, do you think? Let me just think about that. I'm going to think about 7s first. I already thought a bit about 7s. I know there's a... That can't be a 7, actually. Because 8, 9, 10. Right, so 7 is in one of those two squares in column 7, because we know there must be a 7 in column 7. I know that there's a 7, a circled 7 in this box, and it can't be in the bulbs, again, because the tips would get too large. So there's a 7 in one of these 3. I don't like that. Okay, let's think about 3s. So what do we know about 3s? We've got to put 3 3s into circles. So there's a 3 in there, that's for sure. So that's 1 3. Bother. I was about to say that had to be a 3 in one of these, because I saw that that was going to be very restricted, but very annoyingly that could be a 3 if that goes 2 1. So you can't knock a 3 out of this square. Ah. Okay. I don't think 3s are going to quite do it, are they? Can you put... Ah, hang on. Hang on, I've noticed something about this box. That can't be 2. Oh, that's very cool. This is very cool. Right, the reason this can't be... I was looking at my pencil marks here, thinking, why have I put 1s into those, when if that's a 2, that has to be a 1? But that's correct, isn't it? Because the 1 in this box is the only circled 1. So that actually now can't be a 2. And that's putting 1 and 2 into these 2 squares only, which is placing 8 in this box. That's got to be 8. That's not 8. And that's a 1 2 pair. Right, that's getting rid of an 8 here. It's 8 is not circled, so 8's up here in box number 1. Oh, look at... Right, this is absolutely beautiful. Now let's come back and look down here again, because now I've got this little cell. That can't be a 2. If that's a 2, that's a 1, and that's breaking this square's ability to exist. So we know where the 2 goes. This is 2, this is 1. Oh, nearly. Still could be 3. Okay, I don't... Okay, that didn't actually do as much as I thought it was going to do. Although, now I can't put 3 here. 3 can't go there, because that can't be 1 or 2. So 3 in this box is circled now. So there are 2 circled 3s. That one can be the 3 in box 8. And the 3... Can we put... No, you can't put 3 here. That's it. Right. So that is a 3. That is a 3. Because... Let me just check this. So we've got to put 3 3s in circles. There's definitely a 3 in there. That cannot be a 3. So there's definitely a 3 in box 7 circles. And here, you can't put 3 here, which is the only uncircled cell available, because that would be a 1 or a 2, and I seem to have a 1 2 pair there. Yeah, that's right, because I've got a 1 2 pair here. Right, so 3 in this box is in a circle. 3 in this box is in a circle. 3 in this box is in a circle. So in this box, you can't have a 3 in a circle. It would be a 4 3 in a circle. So that is 3, which is the only bad thing about that is that it's it's not really putting any pressure on this thermometer, is it? Although it does mean that one of those two is the circled 3 in box 7. I can't see how to use that in this box. I don't think I can do better than just say there's a 3 in a circle. Not 3 in a corner, 3 in a circle. That could be a 3 in a corner. That's still possible. Right. So what do we do now? Do we go up to 4s? I don't know. I just want to mull this over for a second or two. Let me think about this. I've got my 3 3s placed. 4s, they've got to be 4 4s in circles. There's definitely one here. There's definitely one here. 1, 2. Can that be 4? That's so annoying. That could be 4 with a 3 beneath it, and then there would be an uncircled 4 here. And that could be 4 with a 3 beneath it. So I can get 2 4s for definite on circles, but no better than that. Oh, I know what it is. Right, it's not this at all. It's the fact that I've used 1s, 2s and 3s in the circles. So that means, surely, these squares, which can't be 8s or 9s, and can't now be 1s, 2s or 3s, they are a quadruple. They're 4, 5, 6 and 7, and the same must be true in this column. They must be 4, 5, 6 and 7. And that's not 7. And didn't I work out that couldn't be 6 either? I think I did. I think we said there had to be 6 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 in there, 1 in there. So that's come down to 4 or 5. That cell might be under pressure. We'll check that in a moment. This is under pressure. This is quite a restricted thermometer. It's 4 cells long. That can't be 7. 4, 5, 6. Hang on. 4, 5, 6, 7. So this square must be 8 or 9. It can't be 7 because of the 7 in the corner. I'm going to goodliff it. so we end up here, do we? I think. It's not brilliant, actually. I don't know if there's a way of limiting that more. It probably is, but I'm not seeing what it is. Let's check that one then. Because that square, well, the problem is that could be an 8, couldn't it? That's rotten. That square is at least a 3. So that square is at least a 4. And then that square cannot be 5, 6 or 7. So that is 8. There you go. That's 8. That's 9. That's not 8. Now in this row, I've not put 1, 2, 3 and 9 in. I'm going to pencil mark it. 1, 2, 3 and 9. That's not 9. That one is not... Oh, I was going to say it's not 3, but that's not true because the 3 could go in the middle. Botheration and bobbins. Okay. So how on earth do you do this puzzle then? We could... I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue what I'm meant to do now. Have we sort of... have we reached the sort of limit of how we're going to be able to... We sort of have, because we know 1s, 2s and 3s approximately where they go. I've got the 4, 5, 6, 7 thing going on. If that's 5, that might be tricky. Because then I've got 1 5 in these units. So I'd have to have a 5 in every other box. There'd have to be a 5 in the circles here, 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 and here. What's wrong with that? That's not even difficult, actually. Or is it 6s? I might have to be a bit careful with 6s. Yeah, you can't make that square a 6, can you? Yeah, that's okay. Maybe it's the thermometers. You can't make that square a 6, because if you do, that square's a 7, and that puts the 7 in this box off the circles, which is not allowed, because this box has to have a circled 7 in it. So that square... I'm not sure what that square has to be, but it definitely can't be 6. It's 3, 4, or 5. If it's 5... No, it's not 5 for exactly the same reason. If this was 5, that square's 6 or 7, and neither 6 nor 7 can be uncircled in this box, so that's not 5. Now, if it's 4, can you have an uncircled 5 in this box? I think you can. If that's 5... then I need 5, yeah, easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's no problem. Okay. But this square definitely cannot be 6 or 7. So that definitely is 4 or 5 only. 4 or 5 only. Sorry, I'm just pausing, but I'm trying to see what that might mean. I don't think it means that 4 or 5 is uncircled in this box. So we want that to be 5, don't we? Because if it's 5, it's putting more pressure on the 5s around the piece. If that's 4, although it would give you this digit, I don't think that's going to be as powerful. I think I'm missing something here. I don't think I've quite got to grips with this. Sorry if you can all see what it is that I'm not picking up upon. Okay, 6 in this box has to be circled, doesn't it? So it's got to be in one of those circles, because if it was here, that would make this a 7. So I've almost got some sort of 3, 6, 7 thing going on. I think this is exactly analogous, isn't it? Right down to the fact it's got 8, 9 on its tip. That square there. If this circle was too high, you put the wrong digit into this square. This digit cannot be higher than 5. And that digit cannot be lower than 3. So it's identical. That's 3, 4. That's 4, 5. And that's probably important for reasons I don't know. If those are both 5s, then... No, they're not both 5s. They're not both 5s. Yeah, that's very clear, actually. They're not both 5s, because then I've only got 4 Sudoku units left to put 5 5s in. I've got that row, that column, that box, and that box. That's not enough. Right. So... either these are a 4-5 pair. Now, it's quite difficult for them to be that, I think, because if even one of these is a 5, then all the other... So say that was a 5, then 5 would have to be in those 3 squares, because 5 would have to be in every other unit. That couldn't be a 5. Yeah, so if that's a 5, 5 would be in the circles here, the circles here, the circles here, 1, 2, 3, circles here and the circles here, and that would just work. So you can only just do it if one of these is a 5. Now if these were both 4s, no, that's fine, isn't it? Because then you'd have 2 3s in the circles. And that's okay, because I need to have 3. Yeah, the circled 3s are here, here, and here. So we could have 2 3s in the circles. Yeah, the only thing that two 4s here is putting pressure on is it puts a 4 there. 2, 2, 3. I don't think there's a problem with that. I might be wrong. Can anyone see a problem with this? I can see that puts a 4 in one of those and a 4 in one of these. I don't think it's a disaster, is it? Oh, hang on. What's my actual count of 4s? Oh no, that's it. That's the point. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I should have seen that immediately. I didn't. Oh, this is lovely. Right. This is lovely. Okay, so look, watch this. If both of these are 4s, then you have to put a 4 in one of these squares. So I could see then that in my 4, 5, 6, 7 triple in row 3, the 4 couldn't go there, it couldn't go there, and it couldn't go there. So I could see it was going to have to go there. What I didn't spot is the effect. We then have to flick in our minds, because when I was thinking about 4s going into these squares, I wasn't thinking about them being uncircled 4s. But let's go back now to counting circled 4s, because we haven't got enough. That one uses up row 3 and column 7. So there's 1 there. There's 1 here, and there's 1 somewhere in here, in one of those 2 squares. That's 3. But these 2 are uncircled, so that's not enough. So there's 3 4s, and that's not enough. So what that means is that one of these is a 5. And surely that means that we have an uncircled... Well, it does mean there's definitely an uncircled 5 in one of these 2. So every other possible Sudoku unit that could have a 5 in it must have a 5. So you can't put 5 here. Because if you do, you've only got 1 5 for those 2 Sudoku units, 1 5 in one of these boxes, that's 2, 3, 4. That's not enough. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So that is a 4. And that means that we can get rid of some 4s. And that means this square, that one now can't be 5, can it? So that can't be 6. It doesn't do anything to that one. That's annoying. Okay. So one of these... Right, so we know these are different. I'm going to colour them. One of them is that colour, one of them is that colour. They are different. One of these is now a 3. Because one of these is a 4. So if one of these is a 3, that can't be a 3. Otherwise we couldn't actually put... If you put 3 here, you can't put 3 in either of those. Oh dear, come on, Simon. What does that mean? I don't think it does it, does it? I don't think it quite gets us where we need it to go. Bobbins McBobbins face, you naughty little puzzle. I'm trying to see. I'm just failing. to see what this might mean. Could we wonder about... I don't know. I don't know where to look even, really. I've got a feeling we might have to think about... Oh, hang on, if that's an 8, that's an 8. We could do Sudoku. 8 and 2 go into the grid. That's okay. That gets me that digit. That's an 8 now. That means that this digit is now a 9. Well, no, that digit's now a 7. That's good. And that digit's a 9. So that's not 9. That's a 6. That's a 5. What's this doing now? And the answer is I can put 8 into that square by Sudoku. That's not 9 anymore. So hang on. So this, right, 4 in this box is now in one of these two squares. Which means 4 is in one of those squares. These two squares are from 1, 2 and 3, therefore, in terms of this Sudoku box. So we've almost got things going on. 5 comes out of these squares, so this is now, they are now a 6, 7 pair. Right, so where's 6 in column 9? Because that's going to have to go there. And that means, okay, so 5 in this box is up here, which means 5 in box 9 is down here. Okay, well it did do some stuff. Has it done enough stuff is the question. 8s, 9s, 9 is in one of these two. 6s, 6, oh yeah, 6 had to be circled, didn't it, in every possible unit, so there is now a 6 in one of these two squares, so that's not a 6, which means 6 is now horizontal. This is great. So now there is a horizontal 6 in one of these two circles, which means that circle's got to be a 7, that's got to be a 6, 6 is in one of these two circles. And that means we don't know which circle the 6 is in box 5, but from this 6 we know it's not the central one. So we've got a 6 in one of those 4 and a 6 in one of these 2. So we should ask where 6 is in this column, shouldn't we? It must be in one of those two squares. Now, does it have to be circled in this column? I don't think so. Because I think from the rows perspective it could still go in one of these two, I think. Right, what about 7 then? Let's bounce 7 back into this. That's got to go there now in terms of box 7. So 7 in this box, which must be circled, is there. That's going to be good. Is it? No. No, not quite. I thought it was, but then it let me down. 7 is in one of these two, but I don't think we know which one. What's going on then down here? It all depends, doesn't it, on how these resolve themselves. That square, this square here, can't be 4 or 5 or 3. This square is going to be the key. This is a naked single, isn't it? It's a 6. Oh, dearie me. That's hard to see, at least for me. Look, it can't be 1, 2, 3 by Sudoku. It sees 4, 5, because it sees both versions. So it's not 4 or 5. It can't be 7, 8 or 9. It's just a naked 6. That means that's not 6. That's not 6. So in this box now, this square... Why have I got a 3 pencil? Oh no, that's great. That's great. Where's 3 in this box? It's got to go in the corner. And that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, proving its position. 3 is over here now by Sudoku. I'm very pleased about that. Right, so this is 4 or 5. in order to just complete this box. That's looking at that square, which has become a 6. So this wasn't the 6 in this column. The 6 is at the top of the grid. 7. Where's 7 in box 1? That's 7. These two 7s pinch it into this square. So that's now a 5. Now 5, I've lost track. I think I've got to get loads of 5s. Yeah, because one of these is a 5, I've got to have a circled 5 here, haven't I? Which must now be in the same position as the 6s. So this is a 5-6 pair. Oh, this is absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So now, okay, so now I got this to be a 4, which means that has to be a 5. Wow, that means I don't know what that digit is. Probably. I'm not sure. I think that might still be able to be 3. But what about 5? 5 in this box is in one of those two cells. Now, does that overlap? That does overlap with the 7, look. So this has got to actually be a 5-7 pair now, which means the rest of the circles are 3, 4, 6. And I bet we can do better than that. Let's just have a stare at this. That one can't be 6. There's a 3, 4 pair in this row. And I see in a 1, 2, 9 triple. That top square's got to be a 3 or a 4 by Sudoku. Bother. Okay, this might not, it might not be resolved yet. 3, 4, 6. No, okay, we're going to have to keep thinking. What about the circles in this box then? Because we do know what they are. They are 4 and 7, aren't they? Oh, that's good. That's great, yeah. So that's 7. That's 4 by Sudoku. That's 3 in the middle of the grid. That's 4. That's 3. Now, what's that done to the world? Probably quite a lot. That's a 4-6 pair now. So that's 3. That's 6. This isn't 3 anymore. And can we get the 5? I feel like we've got a lot of 7s in this grid. Can we not fill all the rest of the 7s in? Apparently not. Okay. Okay, so what does this mean? I'm not sure. We could... What are we meant to look at now? We could look at... Let's look at this column. We've got a lot... Yeah, that's great. Where does 9 go in column 5? It can't go there. There's already a 9 in the row. So 9 goes here, which makes this square a 1. This is a 1 or a 2. Oh, hang on. And if that, and now these squares are known, aren't they? They've got to be a 1, 3, 8 triple. Let's put that in and see if that helps. That's definitely not 8. 1, 3, 8. So 9 is now exactly here by Sudoku, which took the pencil mark position of a 2. So that's not a 2. These squares down in the corner, 5 looks like it wants to be placed. Is it? Yes. No. No. I don't know why I've got a 5 in the corner here. Why? That doesn't look right, does it? That looks like it's a 4-5 pair to me. Do I know something about 5s that I've not understood? Why did I have a 5 corner marked here? Oh, no, I have got a pencil mark up there, so that's fair. That is fair. Okay, great. So that's 4, that's 5. That's 4 now. This is 1, 2, or 3. I've got a 1, 3 pair in column 9. We can ask a simple question. Where does 9 go in column 7? It has to go at the top, which means that's got to be 9. All the 9s are not done. That square's become a 2 though. That's a 1, that's a 9. That might help us in our quest to do things. This square here's a 1. That's not a 1. This column needs 2, 3, or 8 into this square, which all seem to be available to it. That square's not a 3. So there's definitely a 3 over in this domino, which means that square's not a 3. Yeah, I think we're on the home stretch now. It feels like the puzzle is just about to tip over and let us tickle its tummy, doesn't it? Come on, puzzle. 1, 2, 8 here. That's a triple. So that's got to be a 4, 5 pair. Ah! Terrible piece of typing from me. Okay, that 1 has completed this column, so we can put 2 in there. That's become an 8 now. So that's a 3, that's a 1, that's a 3, that's an 8, that's a 3, that's a 2. That's got to be a 1 or a 2. That 8's doing some stuff over here. That's now a 1. 1, 2, 8. 2 here. 1 comes bouncing back over there. In this column, we've not put in 2 and 5. I want to see. Yeah, that's fine. 2, 5, 5, 4. I've still got the circles to resolve. Okay, where's 3 in this row? 3's got to be there. That's 7. And that gets me into the circles. There we go. 5, 6, 6, 4. 4 goes there. 1 in the top row. What a puzzle that is. That is absolutely sensational. Yes. It took me a while. 63 people have solved it in 4 days. I'm not surprised. It's not brutally difficult. It's just gorgeous. The logic is sensationally clever. I mean, I think it's clever enough that you can work out, right at the start, you can work out exactly what aren't in the circles. That was beautiful. But then the way that you could pinpoint where the sort of the 1, 2, 8, and 9 went. And then the 3s were lovely. And the 3s, that gave me this 3. And then I think we got things like 4, 5, 6, 7 here, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. Then you could work out that square couldn't be a 5 eventually. I mean, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's world-class, Stimim. Absolutely world-class Sudoku. Fabulous. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I hope you had a go, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.